Welcome to Same Spit, Different Face TV. Well, my opinions is facts, and if you don't like my opinions, you can start your own podcast. And it's free. So don't forget to spit on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification. Now, Spit Squad, Lil Durk make his first call home from the feds in LA. He say he in general population. He say they had him down in the basement, and he said, man, get me up there. I'm gonna have to adapt to whatever is going on in there. And I think he gonna adapt. One, you gotta understand that his father is who his father is. His father did like 22 years in prison. His father was a heavy. His father got name and had status back in the day. And just because his father went away for all that time, that don't mean that his status and his influence go away, even though his father may not be active anymore, right? Then the next thing you have to take into account is that, Dirk is not only popular, but he got bread, right? And why does popular matter? Because when you popular, you can be able to sit around, talk the stories about him. Yo, what OTF was like? What Chicago like? Yo, what King Von was like? Hey, is any of those like people can talk to him like that? But also, when he come to the block, he gonna have some people that he gonna lock in with, and then they commissary gonna be straight. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be like, all right, y'all the guys, all right, hey, put X, Y, and Z on this person book. Or he may, hey, get that green dot and send some money to them. Not for protection, but just because, they may be people that link in with him. Then the next thing we got to think about is that, he probably got a couple of Cali connects. Whack 100 is pretty cool with him, even though Whack 100 been speaking on the case a lot. Whack 100 ain't been saying nothing too crazy about the case. He gonna always speak his mind, though. But that turned out to be a situation where, Whack 100 could possibly know some people in the feds and tell them, yo, y'all know Lil Durk up there, man, look out for him. And he could have other people out there as well. So I don't think he gonna have any problems, at least not at this point. And I say at least not at this point because things can change at any time, because just because who you are, that don't mean, it's a saying that they always say, and it's a saying that they say when you in the gang or whatever you is when you in the streets, man, you a man before anything. So it come a time that as a man, you may have to step up and take that fade, unless he gonna have a little status. And what I mean by a little status, I mean like if they give him the big homie role, he gonna call shots. He not gonna really have to do anything. But to be honest with you, even though he out in gym pop, I think it would be better for him to be in isolation, even though he don't know how long it's gonna take, because being in gym pop, man, you could be next to somebody and somebody could lie and basically say you did XYZ or you said XYZ about your case in order to try to get their time shortened, or somebody could be jealous of the position you in, or jealous that you come into the deck, they had the deck and now they don't, or they had all the clout around the deck, now they don't. And now, so what's ended up happening, they looking at a way to get at you, and with them being able to get at you, it could force you to possibly get in trouble, or they could put something on you and lie and say it's all type of things. And then your case looks even worse, because now what the prosecutors can come into the courtroom and say, yeah, not only did he do XYZ on the streets, but within since he's been in the feds, we have somebody who can testify that XYZ. So this is one thing I want to point out. A lot of people kept asking, like, man, Thug got so fat, Thug put on so much weight, man, look how he looked. I'm willing to bet that Brian Steele told Young Thug not to work out while he was in there. Why did he tell him not to work out? Because when you sitting across from these jurors, these jurors look at everything about you, right? And the first thing that the jurors know is that, okay, this is a high profile guy. He's a celebrity. He's rich. And then the prosecutor is telling all these stories about how you live that gang life and you do XYZ, right? So if you coming in there every day, you smiling all the time, you look like you're not stressed out, you cut up, you bulky under your suit, you got to hope, all of this stuff. Well, what ends up happening, it shouldn't happen, but the jurors are looking at you and they're like, oh man, this man, he got a whole bunch of weight on him. He probably in there doing XYZ. He don't look like he can't handle himself. So being able to handle yourself makes a big difference. Really what the jurors want to see, the jurors wanted, in their perspective, they wanted to look like you out of place, like you in jail, you scared, you fear for your life, you don't know what's going on. So a lot of that stuff, when Brian Steele was talking about the conditions in jail and talking about how his client wasn't faring well and how he was sick, part of the underplay for the overplay is for the juries to look at Young Thug as like, nah, he can't be who they say he is. He can't even take a little 2 weeks in jail and he already complaining. So that's part of the finesse as well. Check out my original Chicago hood movie in the end screen, No Time to Play Fair.